right, welcome back, everybody. Here we are with another episode of the Unified Podcast. I hope you've been enjoying it the last few weeks, where we've had some guests who haven't been on the podcast before and some returning ones. This week, we got a new guest. This is Carson Conant. I won't do his introduction for him, but I'll just say, how long have we known each other now? How long is that now?
3.5 years?
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5 years.
But I'm really excited for this conversation because I think Carson's journey in college and then what he's going to be doing after he graduates here in a few weeks is probably what a lot of college guys listening to this want to do. So I think it's going to be cool. Give him a quick intro. Where you're from, what you're up to now, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, my name's Carson Conant. I graduate here from GCU in 3 weeks, which is crazy. So I graduate here pretty soon. I am from South Denver, so I'm from Colorado. I'm from a town called Parker, but no one knows where Parker is, so I just say South Denver because it's easier. But I'm from Parker, Colorado. I come from a long lineage of ministry in my life, but really met the Lord my freshman year of college at Azusa Pacific University in Southern California. I was there, it's about 35 minutes east of LA. I was playing baseball there. Had a radical encounter with the Lord that changed my life, left baseball behind, and transferred to GCU to pursue ministry, and that was about 3 years ago. So my second semester of my freshman year. And ever since then, I've been at GCU. I've been doing ministry for the last couple years, and then as soon as I graduate here, I'm moving back to Denver and building a college ministry in Denver, which is super exciting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You're engaged.
And I'm an engaged man. So I am leaving GCU with a wife, so all the college debt was worth it. It was not a ripoff. I am leaving with a wife, so I can't complain at all.
It works. What was the immediate difference you saw between Azusa and GCU?
Azusa and GCU, it was the community. I remember why I wanted to transfer to GCU, and it was because it was a more vibrant student body.
Okay.
And I knew that I could get a better college experience for cheaper. And now I'm going to pitch you on GCU, why you should go, because I'm a tour guide. No.
Okay. No. Wait, how many students is Azusa?
Azusa is smaller. Azusa has about 3,000 that are there.
That's really small.
Yeah, so it's small. They have about 3,000 people that are living on campus, and I think they have about 7,000 students in total. So it's a smaller university. And I was paying a lot of money. Southern California is expensive,
for sure.
And GCU just made a lot of sense.
What made you want to leave baseball behind?
It was honestly a Lord thing. I remember the moment I had my radical encounter with God that changed my life. I was invited to a worship night and had a radical experience with the Holy Spirit that changed my heart and my mind towards God. I remember going to practice for the following weeks after that, and all I could think about was doing ministry. And I was like, what? Because my entire life, my father has been doing ministry for the last 10 years. He's been doing youth ministry. He's basically doing missions in the public school system. And I always told myself, I never want to do ministry ever. But man, I've come from, I guess, 5 generations of pastors now, if I become a pastor. So I had no choice, and God just hunted me down and changed my heart's desires. And I was going to practice, couldn't think about anything but doing ministry. And so I walked into my coach's office. I said, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm probably throwing it away. Like that's straight up what I told him. I'm probably throwing it away, but I'm done with baseball. And he goes, Carson, I completely understand. And I walked out of the office, and man, what I found my identity in my whole life, it was done like that.
Jeez.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When did you start dating Lydia?
I started dating Lydia in the spring of 2024.
So that was your end of your junior year?
End of your sophomore year. End of my sophomore year. It was a long journey to just even get that first date. Let me tell you. I mean, I got shot down once, put in the friend zone for 5 months. But man, just keep pushing. To all the men that are watching this, just keep going. So that's my piece of advice. But we started dating then, and yeah, it's been incredible ever since. We've been engaged for a little over a year now, and we get married in less than 2 months.
Crazy.
It's wild.
In North Carolina.
In North Carolina, in Wilmington. Yesterday, we actually went and we picked up our wedding bands, and I put my wedding band on. It was surreal. I was like, okay, this is real life. Yeah. Like, this is real now. My life's free trial is over.
Yeah.
Like life it's crazy, but it's so exciting.
I've lost my wedding band probably 7 or 8 times in the last 4 years of being married. And it pops up every time.
That's terrifying. Don't tell me that, because mine is
I'm chronically
How do you lose it?
a person who loses things all the time. I lose my wallet all the time. The keys.
Yeah.
Do you lose things?
Yeah.
But my ring at one time it was gone for 6 months, and I was like, yeah, I've lost my wedding ring, and I was just like wearing like a rubber one, and then it just pops up.
When you go to the gym, are you still wearing your metal band, or are you wearing?
I usually just take it off.
Okay.
Which is why I kind of want to get a tattoo.
You want to get a tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I should just wear the rubber ones, but
yeah,
I just lose them all the time.
No, that's fair. I get it.
Dang. So yeah, you've kind of got your money's worth of GCU for sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Lived in North Rim.
Oh my goodness. Oh, all the things. I remember I transferred to GCU. I knew one person at GCU, just one. And this one girl goes, man, there's some great guys I want to introduce you to on Lopes Way. I go, where is Lopes Way? I'm on my GCU student app trying to find where Lopes Way is. They're like, yeah, we're in front of Panda Express. I'm using maps to try to get there. I'm like taking wrong routes. I finally get to in front of Panda Express. First guy I meet, Diego Cameron.
I didn't know this.
First guy I ever met, Diego Cameron, in this ministry here. He's awesome if you haven't met him.
Awesome.
And the rest was history. I kid you not, I think I met 1,000 people in my first week there. And that is not over
No,
exaggerating.
I believe it. GCU is like that.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So
yeah, dang, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Before we jump to what you're gonna be doing after you get married and after you graduate, talk to me about Koinonia. That's all I'll say. You talk about the origin of that, how that came about, what it's been doing, and your heart for why you wanted to do that.
Yeah, Koinonia has taken up a huge chunk of my time throughout college, and has been, I can't even put it into words how much it's meant to me. Basically, Koinonia, the dream of the ministry that I wanted to build was, I wanted it to be a weekly college ministry where students could come in and get a slice of home away from home. Because that's a big thing that you experience in college is homesickness. It's just the reality of it.
True.
And so we started this ministry with the desire to just create a place where people could feel like they could kick their shoes off.
When did it start?
That was in the fall of 2023 is when we officially launched. But how this thing started was my grandmother had a staph infection that ravaged her body in the fall of 2022. Should have passed away from that. Wow. They did an open heart surgery. She had several surgeries done. It was a miracle that she survived. That's what the doctors called it, a miracle. And she had to relearn how to walk again. And so Mel and Nancy, they're from Colorado, my grandparents, they didn't want to be in Colorado, very hilly, mountain ground. They wanted to be more flat, warm. And so they were like, well, we've got Carson's out at GCU. Let's just go out there just for fun and just hang out there for a couple months. And,
I didn't know this context.
Yeah, and have my grandmother just kind of relearn how to walk again. Jeez. And so my grandmother was relearning how to walk. And in that time, Mel, my grandfather, had been doing ministry he's been doing ministry for 50 plus years. And he saw the fire in college students here for the gospel and knew that there was a need. And so that spring semester of 2023 ended. Semester of 2023 ended. We headed home for the summer, and I said, how crazy would it be for you guys to drop everything in the state of Colorado, move out to Arizona, and help me build this college ministry?
It's crazy, because how old are they?
And well, my grandfather right now is 82 years old. So he was 79 at the time when I asked him. Yeah. And my grandmother was 76 learning how to walk again. And I said, what if you guys dropped everything in the state of Colorado, moved out here to Arizona, and we built this ministry?
Yeah.
And they were like, no. Like I said, it's fun to dream, but no. Well, a month goes by, and they go, man, we are just being pestered with the idea to start this thing. Like, God is just on us about it. And so what they ended up doing, I remember I was picking up a new car in Sacramento, California, and I was driving in Winnemucca, Nevada, and I was at a random gas station, and I got a phone call from my grandfather, and he goes, hey, we're moving out to Arizona. We're dropping everything. We want to launch in October. We're going to give you a month, build a team, and let's do this thing.
Let's go.
And it was like, what? Okay, great. So I rallied 12 of my really good friends. We met on holy ground, GCBC in the student union, holy ground. And we we formulated an idea of what we wanted this thing to be. And we launched October 3rd or October 4th of 2023 in a living room in Scottsdale, Arizona, and had no clue what to expect. And I think we had around 80 people come that first night.
How long were you in the house?
We were in the house for not too long. We quickly outgrew it. We used to give out meals to every single person that comes.
I remember that.
But Koinonia, some of you guys may have heard the name and you're like, what are they even talking about right now? Koinonia is just, how we got the name for it was actually based on my family, good family friends. They would meet every single Sunday night in a church group, and it was called Koinonia. And Koinonia is just the Greek word for Christian community with one another, communion with one another, and communion with God.
Yep.
And we came up with that name, and which is a crazy story for another time in and of itself. And we just wanted to provide a home away from home. And so that's why we were meeting in a living room, but we quickly outgrew that. We had 80 people in the first night, and that grew to 200 by the end of the semester. Nice. Just couldn't fit in the living room anymore. We were creating traffic jams on Apple Maps.
Yeah.
And we got kicked out of house to house to house to house to now we've been in a church for the last 2 years. We're not a part of the church that we're housed in, but they're called Axiom Church over there.
You were in like a little barn at one point.
We were in a barn at one point. It was just, it was just bare bones. It was crazy. I love it. And we used to give out meals to every single person that would come in, and we quickly outgrew that very quickly. But
crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's amazing. So as a young college student, you were freshly like, this is what I'm going to be doing, going into ministry. You and your friends ran with it. You had some awesome people from your family, your grandparents join you in on that and help you with it. Yeah. And now it's lasted, what, you're in year 3?
We're in year 3.
Year 3. And it's going to keep going beyond you. And I think that's a whole thing in itself. I think that could be a whole nother podcast of how to make a ministry that will last beyond the key leader of it. And so, but to jump there, because people are probably like, oh, so you're not doing that anymore. Talk to me about how you knew church staff, Pastor Carson right here.
Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, this is crazy. I really am having the opportunity to build my dream.
Before we go to that, how would you encourage a young guy in college that knows he wants to go into ministry and maybe is like craving to do stuff now but doesn't know what to do? Like, how would you encourage them, one, in patience, two, in how they should start using their gift now before they're on staff like at a church like you're about to be? How would you encourage someone in that?
I'm in a very unique opportunity, which I'll explain in a second. But for the person that is in college that wants to go into ministry right now, I think the biggest thing, it's not the flashy answer that everyone wants to hear on a podcast, but it's faithfully serve your church.
Yeah, I agree.
That is the answer. And so if you are a man in ministry who's passionate, wants to build something for himself, that is amazing. And that should be stewarded in the local church. And the best way to do that is to get plugged in, to serve faithfully, and to fall in love with Christ's bride before you build anything. So my biggest piece of advice is, it's not the flashy answer, let's just go out and build, let's just do it. I think there's a time and a place for that, but I think
college years are extremely short.
They are.
Like, you're about to graduate now, and you're probably like, while you were in college, you're probably like, this feels like forever, but now that you're going to be done, you're like, it's gone like that.
It is gone like that.
So I think it's embracing that although at the time, like I remember when I was in college and I knew I wanted to be in ministry and be a pastor, and I was serving in the youth group here all through college, and I was like, it feels like forever and all that. And then you graduate and you're like, oh, my whole life, like, I'm so glad that I just did what I did exactly what I was called to do and was faithful to it. And I'm glad I didn't try and manufacture something that I shouldn't have. I just did this in college for 3.5, 4 years. And that's not long at all. So.
Aaron, how old were you when you technically started Unified?
It was 2020. So I was 23.
23.
I was 22 when I got hired. It was May. Wait, no, that's not true. I was 23 when I got hired.
Yeah.
And 24 when it launched.
24 when it launched.
Yeah.
So did you take a full year to build?
No, I got hired in May and we launched in September. My birthday's in August. So it was like 6 months. We took 6 months before we launched it.
6 months
Yeah.
of building.
And I just love having conversations like this with guys like you, because I'm like, you're just going to be unbelievable in this next step because you had way more experience than I had. Way more. Like my journey was in college, kind of like you, radical encounter, changed what I was majoring in, what I was pursue ministry at GCU, and then graduated. And while I was in college, it was like, I was just serving as a small group leader in a youth group here at this church, and spoke a handful of times at my friend's ministry that he started at GCU, but that was it. That was it. And so I'm hearing stories like this, and I'm like, I'm just so thankful that an awesome church in Denver is going to have someone that God has already been refining. And like, I had to grow up with Unified. And it seems like you're going to go into this next step, and obviously you're going to grow up with it too, but you're walking in with a lot of awesome blessings, and it's that God has prepared you crazily. Not that he didn't prepare me, but it's just different.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy. I feel like Koinonia has been the opportunity for me to grow up with my ministry. It's been interesting. It feels like as Koinonia has grown, I've grown along with it. It's just been crazy. And it's also interesting when it's peer-to-peer ministry and there isn't a clear age gap.
Yeah.
But man, when we first started, I was doing ministry to people that were 2 years older than me and 3 years older than me in some cases.
Yeah.
So
it's a whole skill in itself, being able to lead your peers.
Well, it came with a lot of growing pains too. You have to earn a lot of trust from people, especially if it's peer-to-peer. Yeah. And that takes a long time. So I definitely have not done it perfectly. And you just grow up with it. And I know you can relate with that with Unified and how much this has grown. I mean, I remember I used to serve at Unified. I remember when we were back at the Student Center.
Yeah.
And how much growth has happened even since then.
Yeah.
It's just wild to think about.
It's wild.
It is.
It's wild. So dude, tell me about your opportunity you have.
My opportunity that I have is, so I was back in the summer of 2024, we wanted to take Koinonia home to Colorado because we knew that there were people that had no community there. Because
the summer is so long.
And the summer's so long, and the reality of it is, in Colorado, college-age students are large in part forgotten. That's just the reality of it.
Why is that?
I think because there isn't necessarily any huge, massive college towns.
Okay.
Other than a small exception of CU Boulder and a couple of other places. I think it's a lot of families. And so churches just don't really see it as a huge priority for their ministry right now.
Got it.
Which is fair. So they don't want to they don't want to put in a bunch of resources maybe into that specific ministry quite yet, when they could put it into their, other ministries.
Young families.
Other capacities. So there's just not any college ministries. And so we knew we wanted to do something. Well, I'm scrolling Instagram one day. I see a reel pop up on my phone of a guy preaching, giving a great word on politics. And I said, okay, this is good. And it was biblically faithful. Yeah. It wasn't like Christian nationalist weirdo. It was just really good. And I said, what is this church? And so I clicked on it, and it was a church right in the heart of Denver. And it's called the Heights Church. I said, well, I'm going to go. So I rallied a couple buddies, and we went in the summer of 2024, and we've been going ever since. And I remember walking up into the sanctuary and thinking, my dream is to do ministry here. If I have any dream, it is to do ministry here. And that was the first time I'd ever walked up into that sanctuary. And I had been attending there for a good while. And the next summer rolled around. We were meeting in a backyard the last summer, and then that caused a whole lot of problems in and of itself. So we needed to be moved into a space. And so I approached the lead pastor. His name's Corbin Hobbs. I approached him. I said, after one of his services one day, my parents were like, you need to go up and talk to him. I was like, no, it's on Sunday. This is tacky. This is weird. Like, bro just got finished with a sermon. Like, I just don't feel comfortable with this. But they're like, no, you need to go. So I went up there and I talked to him. I said, hey, listen, we don't have a space. We've been doing college ministry out here for a little while now. Like, could we just be housed maybe for this upcoming summer? And this was in November. And he's like, yeah, like, let's get connected and let's talk. And we started talking about it, and we did a collaboration this last summer of Koinonia and the Heights Church just for the summer. And it was like a dating phase to figure out
that's awesome.
if, maybe I was the right guy to build a college ministry, because they'd been looking to build a college ministry for a long time, but just haven't found the right people to come along and help build. And from there,
so did you know that that's what was happening, or did you know that they were looking at you to potentially hire you, or did you just think?
I didn't. I kind of knew. It was in the back of my mind, but it wasn't at the forefront of my mind. I was really just focused on doing ministry.
It wasn't spoken to you.
Yeah, so I was doing an internship there at the same exact time. So I was really able to be on staff, get a feel for the culture, meet amazing people there. They have a great staff culture.
But it didn't feel like you were being interviewed.
No, it didn't. Okay. It felt like a 4-month interview.
Okay.
But it was really super casual. And that ended, and they were like, hey, we want to talk about bringing you back maybe in the fall. And I was like, great. And so we met back up in the fall in November. I flew out to Denver, and we talked, and they were like, hey, we want to build something new here at the Heights, and we want you to build it. And not just that we want you to build, but we want you to bring people along with you to help you build. Okay. And so I'm in the opportunity where I get to have 3 of some of my closest friends join me on staff to build a college ministry, to reach a people group that's pretty much an unreached people group, because 14% of Gen Z in the Denver Lakewood metro area only identifies as Christian. So that's only 14%. That's identifying. I remember a time in my life where I identified as a Christian.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about the opportunity. It's gonna be called the Heights College, and we launch in the fall of 2027.
The percentage is even lower of how many go to church.
Oh yeah, 11%. 11% attend religious services weekly, and that's all religions.
Wow.
11%. But yet, and so we've been told for so long that doing college ministry in the state of Colorado is impossible. That's what we've heard for so long. But the reality of it is, the door has never been more open for the gospel right now, especially in our generation that has never been more connected yet more alone. And we're seeing that here at Unified.
Yeah.
This place is filled every single Thursday night in a place like Arizona State University where it's impossible to do college ministry. Is anything impossible with God and the Holy Spirit moving with his gospel? No.
Whenever he wants to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah.
You just got to be faithful.
And how was that for you? How has your faith been built through Unified? Because, I bet you've been hearing it for so long. There was a large contingent of just GCU people here at Unified for a long time.
Yeah.
And now it almost feels like this is an Arizona State ministry.
I'd put a guess that it's 55% ASU now. So it's like a good split, and I think it will just continue to go that way.
Yeah.
But how it's built my faith is like, and this isn't any shade on anyone.
No, please.
Please.
Come on, is this a podcast if we don't maybe throw out a ministry that we don't like?
I think this is gonna, if people are listening who are also doing ministry at Arizona State or other big state schools like this, it might be annoying to hear this side of things, but for lack of better words, we haven't done that much on-campus ministry. And I did that purposely because I was kind of like you. I was hearing that it's impossible to do ministry at ASU, and I'm like, maybe it's just because they have not been doing it the right way or the most effective way. And there's so many Christian clubs and on-campus ministries at ASU that I've always just had a hard time to see actual growth. And they just, a lot of them just feel like if this group of 4 or 5 students leave, then it would be done and everyone would leave. And so talking with a lot of those on campus ministries, and they're doing amazing hard work to be on campus all the time and to have the flyers and to have the tents up and to talk to students and all that. It's amazing. And I was like, maybe that just doesn't do it. And so I was just like, as soon as I get 1 or 2 ASU students.
All it takes, right? 2 studs.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna like tell them, I like really need you here, and I'm whatever you need. And all that was, and it was people like, so Liv Evans was probably the catalyst of, I'd say, the majority of why ASU students have started to come here. And it's just that she's a very outgoing, very socially intelligent young woman who ended up she was on the dance team at ASU and brought basically the whole dance team. And they started coming, all of them got saved, baptized. And then from there, those girls invited, boom, boom, boom. And it just kept going like that. But it's an annoying answer because it's built my faith, because it's just come down to prayer. I was like, okay, if it's doing the hard work is just effortless, is just full of effort and no fruit, then why would I do it? I'm just going to pray that this would happen. And we started to do that, and we held some ASU prayer nights. We have another one coming up soon, and not on campus here. And it's just happened. So it's a frustrating answer, and I've been on podcasts and they're like, how did you do this? And I'm like, I wish I had tactical systems of how we grew unified, but we don't. It was just...
This is just what the Lord has called you to steward.
Yeah, a lot of prayer, and people came in the doors, and we were ready for them to come in and created a ministry that is able to adapt to how many people and not bound to what it was, and that was it. So, and I've grown up with it, and and now it's students are being saved here every week, and students rolling in here from ASU who have never been to church in their whole life. And so I think it's so maybe for you in Denver, it's doing a lot of on-campus ministry, but maybe it's a lot of, I'm going to catch that one person and we're going to pray our hearts out that the right people come in, and then it would be a ripple effect. So I'm just going to look at the time here of how long we have. We've got about 5 to 8 minutes here left. So back to Denver. So you're starting it's technically, you've had some interest nights so far?
So we've done 2 preview nights already.
Got it.
And they really want us to tap in, the church really wants us to tap into Denver University, which is more South Denver, and Colorado Christian University, which is in Lakewood, about an extra 5-ish minutes south, about 20 minutes away from the church. Those were the 2 campuses that they really wanted us to tap into. But it's interesting. We launched our preview nights, and half of the people that have been coming, CU Boulder students.
Come on.
And in a place where people are like, man, doing college ministry is so hard there. It's such a dark place.
Is that a party school?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very new age.
Okay.
Boulder, it's very granola, new age, secular. And you know what, someone really aptly put it this way. I think a lot of people go to CU Boulder and just move to the state of Colorado because they're deeply broken and want to experience something beautiful in nature because they're so deeply broken. And I think that's awesome. Large in part the case with CU Boulder. People just longing for meaning. Looking for it somewhere. So
that's awesome.
Those have been our 2 preview nights.
And when do you officially move to Denver?
I officially moved to Denver April 25th. I start May 3rd. May 3rd, May 4th. Probably should check my email. May 3rd, May 4th. And we'll be going strong. And then we launch in the fall of 26. I get married in June to the love of my life, Lydia.
What a year, dude.
It's this very special time. And then I get to do ministry with some of my best friends. Parker Dennis, my best friend since third grade, is joining us on staff. Zach Yetter, one of my closest friends I've met here at GCU, and Calissa Grundon, who's been serving here at Unified for so long.
Just legends.
And then I get an extra hand with Parker's getting married, and he's bringing his wonderful soon-to-be wife, Riley Mooney, out here. Just incredible people to help build something that is not a thing.
And Lydia Grace is a powerhouse too.
Oh my gosh, and I could not move without her. I really do mean that. She's everything. So.
Well, we didn't get to have time to go to like the specific question but I think we should, if we can figure out a time, or maybe it's later on, to do a part 2. But I think this was just really awesome to sit and talk about. And I think a lot of people will just be really built up by what happened with you at Azusa, what happened with you to start Koinonia, and how Koinonia is still going beyond you. And now with the Heights College. And I think if anyone who's listening, it's just be praying for Carson, be praying for him and Lydia as they get married. Pray for Parker, Calissa, and Zach as they start a college ministry. And pray for the Heights Church. And I think it's just going to be amazing. And then if you're ever in the Denver area, it's to come.
Please.
But Dad, I just love you a lot. And it's been really cool to just see you grow up in the last 3.5 years and see you meet the right people and meet Lydia and get to know you and Lydia really deeply over the last few months. And I'm just hoping this podcast is encouraging to someone who is going into ministry, that whatever the work that God has planned beforehand for you, it will come to pass. And there's peace in that, and rest in that. You have to work, you have to grind, you have to work hard, but God is going to bring it at your forefront what you are to do, and do it. Just be obedient. So,
and also with that, I think a lot of people that want to go into ministry, they see something like Unified, and they go, "This is what success in ministry looks like."
Right.
It's numerical, it's growth, it's expansion. That's a part of fruit. But what is success in ministry? It's being faithful.
And healthy.
Being faithful and healthy. And for some people, that's, hey, I'm going to serve in my church for the next 15 years before I'm even called to do anything, to build, to plant, whatever. But that is fruit because it is faithful. And so I want to encourage people that some people, it may look a little different. And that's 100%. Okay.
Definitely.
That is okay.
Yep. Love it. Yeah, because you can easily get caught in seeing what someone else is doing. You're like, this is what I have to do because I want that. And that you're so grinding to try and get that you miss what God is even trying to do in you.
Holy cow, look at the aesthetic Instagram. Look at the fits. Look at the fits that people are wearing. Look at all the boxy tees, right? Oh my goodness, it's like, this is success in ministry, right? But yeah, it just looks different. It does. And that's okay. And whoever's watching this that wants to go into ministry, it'll look different, and that's okay.
I hope you can get this episode out to just your Heights College people and your Koinonia people, and just to be like, hopefully this is something that is encouraging to them. And for people in Denver thinking about going to the Heights College here in the next few months, you got a pastor here that God has prepared and God has humbled, and a very trustworthy young man. So if people who are tossing that up is maybe you come across the Heights College Instagram and somehow you come across this where Carson's talking about this ministry, just go and check it out. And I think you'll see that I think it's a very underrated trait to have, which is crazy, but it's to be trustworthy is huge. Something I've always wanted to take is, if anyone can come and be around me as a pastor, they can see I can trust this guy in all spheres, with his life and how he's living, his conduct, is how he's faithful to the word and how he leads people, and how much he loves the church. It's trustworthy. And so go for it. Go and see it. Because I think you're going to be very surprised with this growth. I don't know what that growth will be, but I think it's going to be insane.
I don't know either, but we're just called to be faithful with where we're at. And so we'll see what the Lord does with it.
So I can't wait to go see it one day.
It's going to be amazing.
Hopefully in the next year. We'll come out and see it. But
it's going to be amazing.
Appreciate you all. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions about Koinonia, maybe you're a GCU or ASU student in the Phoenix area and looking for some deeper community outside of your church, or if you come here, they have a Wednesday night, go and see Koinonia. They're going to keep going beyond Carson. They've got some amazing young leaders who will keep
Amazing leaders. Amazing.
And if you're in the Denver area, check out the Heights College. It's going to be unbelievable. But I hope you're well. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.